Okay. And we got a minute until we're live. Holy poop. I'm going to mute us real quick, too.
Atreus, question mark.
Oh, wait. I'm the wrong thing. Here. Oh, and there we are. Let's just see what's going on. I'm going to check. I'm going to do a quick live stream check just to make sure that we're coming in hot. Last time this cut off early, so we had to re-record or turn it back off, which was just a nightmare. So stay tuned just for a second. I'm gonna check this real quick. Make sure we sound good. Ooh, there we are. We look good.
Oh, there it is. Just popped up. I can see it on the. Well, there you go.
But do we have sound? Just to make sure that
you got to be.
I mean, we sound good.
Last time this cut off early, so we haven't.
I think we sound good. All right. Well, hopefully that's not frozen, and we're good to go. Oh, I'm getting a call from somebody, but I'm not going to answer.
Really need a producer.
Yeah, it's really hard to
Really
to do this.
Need a producer.
Anyways, we're gonna run live, and if it cuts off, let us know in the comments just so we can make sure that we're not looking like real giant dinguses the entire time. But anyways, what's up, guys? Welcome to BitCast episode 56 for the week of, what is today? April 29th, 2000.
No, it's the 30th, isn't it?
Well, it's for the week of the 29th.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's the 30th.
I wasn't paying
but yeah,
attention.
sorry. No, you were paying attention. You were on it. We're already messing up. Oh, my goodness. April 29th, 2018. I am joined today by everyone's favorite person, Eric Higgins.
Oh, hey.
Man, thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely.
We,
It's
We came off a big weekend.
big weekend.
Saw some Avengers.
Ooh.
What'd you? I mean, we'll probably talk about it later. But what'd you think about Avengers?
I really, really liked it. And what's funny is I haven't talked to anybody else outside of the group that we saw it with, who all seemed to really like it. Other than
Somebody didn't like it.
Yeah,
Who didn't like it?
It's a guy you don't know, but he's
a guy I don't want to know.
I had a meeting with him, and he was kind of like, "Man, I saw Avengers last night," and I was like, "That's not the reaction I was expecting from really anyone."
Everyone comes out of it like that was amazing.
Like even if he was kind of like, "I didn't like this" or whatever, that would be understandable. But he was really disappointed. Apparently, it was something about the ending that he didn't like, and I was like, "Come on, man, you should have been ready for that." Ready for some of those things.
I don't know who your friend is, but
I wouldn't call him a friend. I wouldn't call him a friend.
What if he watches this, man? What are you going to do if he watches this?
He doesn't know who we're talking about.
You're right.
Could have been anybody.
But you said there's only one person.
He doesn't know.
And you very clearly told him, like, "Ooh, I was not expecting that reaction."
I'm sorry. If you're watching, I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay if you didn't like it.
I don't think he would consider me a friend, so I don't think he'd be offended by this. This is more of a work colleague client.
Yeah, a guy you can't really associate yourself with more than outside of just work. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Hannah, thanks for the quick check-in. That is fantastic. Looking good, sounding good. So we're on. Guys, if you didn't know, we are going to be talking about the most recent gaming news of the week and God of War for PS4 It is Sony's flagship title, and it has been for the past couple of years, but specifically this one is very, very special, and we'll talk about that, so stay tuned. But before that, I also want to do quick housekeeping. If you are a fan of the show, be sure to leave reviews. We're doing this live right now, so we'll try to record every Monday live. You can join in and comment on the actual video itself. Interact with us if you want to. Just make some dick jokes or whatever else you want to do.
Whoa.
You know, those are all things that are probably going to happen.
Wow.
Yeah, Spencer Bradshaw, I'm specifically talking about you, so watch out.
Does he make the jokes?
He does, man. He's one of those guys. You can't really trust him.
Man, that's why he hadn't been on the podcast very much.
Yeah,
Has he ever been on the podcast?
It all came from the dick jokes, man. Yeah. Well,
Once?
He's been on like a couple times.
No, he hasn't.
Yeah.
I've literally never seen Spencer on this podcast.
Hey, Spencer Bradshaw, if you're listening, man, Eric
You
doesn't
suck!
Eric doesn't believe you're on the podcast at all. So
Find me the episodes. Prove me wrong.
prove him wrong. Yeah, prove him wrong.
Prove me wrong.
Be sure to leave some reviews for us on iTunes. I'm gonna try and make a link for that. I don't know how to do it exactly, but it's a real pain in the butt to try and leave reviews sometimes.
Can they leave reviews on Facebook?
No.
What?
No, you can't.
Wow.
I mean, you might be able to review BitBloggist, but that's not going to help me. Do it on iTunes because it just works better that way. I'm going to go and review Blitz, make everyone review me, and we're going to get 1 million subscribers.
There has to be a way to something.
You can short link it. I can get it set up. Drink of the show today was kombucha. Eric had some earlier, but now
it was half gone, so it's just water.
Yeah, now it's just a nice cup of water.
Yeah.
Cold, right? That's straight from the Brita filter.
Wow.
Only the best for my co-host. How was that?
Very filtered.
Very good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
Zero contaminating.
I'm glad you don't have a
materials.
problem with this water, but you have a problem with me not measuring my coffee beans.
How do those two things tie together?
I don't know, man. All I'm saying is I go extra lengths to make sure I have good filtered water. But you're like, dude.
I almost brought you a scale, but it's not really what you need. So
To preface, Eric's getting on to me about not having a scale for my coffee because he thinks it makes a superior cup. So any haters out there want to let me know what I should be doing? I don't listen.
it's
to
less about. It's less about.
Oh, dude, I almost forgot to turn on this sick light above us. Hold on, guys, check this out. Wait for it. Oh wait, hold on. Wait, there it goes. Ooh.
Oh,
Do you notice that
a
difference?
little bit extra light.
Yeah, a little nice, right? Yeah.
It's less about the fact that you don't have one. It's more about that you have all these other materials, or all these other pieces of making a great cup of coffee. Yet, one of the more important ones is a timer and a scale.
I don't know if you know what you're talking about, dude.
Fair enough.
I don't believe you.
I mean, TBD.
I mean, you roast your own coffee, so I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. If
it's
you guys
good.
want to try Eric's coffee, it's what's the name of your company?
Right
Eric's-
now
Eric's
it is
Coffee.
TBD.
Oh,
Coffee.
That's actually a good name for a
Yeah.
coffee company. To be
Yeah.
decided, and it's always to be decided.
Exactly. You never know.
That's genius.
You never know what you're gonna get.
Dude, you're so smart, man. Never knows you're gonna
Box-
get. That is not
Box of coffees.
now you're stealing from Forrest Gump. I don't know. There's probably some copyright licensing stuff you got to figure out there.
I don't think anything that has.
I'll talk to Paramount. Whoever owns Paramount.
They're going under.
Yeah, they're not doing.
Not
too
worried about that.
Well, speaking of going under and Paramount, we are going to be right back talking about PUBG. So stay tuned.
Ooh,
A little transition. Maybe I can do this.
PUBG.
Yeah, PUBG.
I did not look at this. What's up, guys?
Oh gosh, I'm messing this up big time. There we go. Hey, we're back, guys. Oh, so sorry about the music there. I pushed the wrong button. So yeah, PUBG. Eric, you're a fan of PUBG. You play this game, right?
Love it.
What do you
Love it, hate it.
Yeah, you love it, hate it. Well, have you ever experienced hackers in this game?
I don't think so because I'm on the Xbox.
You're on the Xbox. Xbox doesn't allow hackers on. But apparently,
I imagine that there's probably some people that are able to.
But they have
manipulate, but it's harder.
they could have like that Street Fighter combo button. You know what I'm talking about? The old
Mhm.
controllers where you could cheat and push like the infinite punches.
Yeah,
Would that help you in PUBG?
I think so. I think there's
Infinite punches.
Yeah, infinite punches would be amazing. I've not run into anybody that seemed like they were hacking. Although there are moments where,
The
You
game
get-
glitches out and sucks,
well, that, but
and then everyone leaves and plays Fortnite instead.
but there's definitely moments where you get shot and you're kind of like,
How did that happen?
how did I get headshotted?
I thought they were adding kill cams.
Well, they added it to the PC version. Hopefully, they end up getting that into the console version here soon. But I'm imagining it's way off because I don't even know if it's been implemented. Well, kill cams are implemented into the PC version. They were creating a, I forget what they call it, but it's basically like a recording, like a histogram type thing where like it records the entire game and you can go and fly around the world, watch people,
like a media
see the
mode.
winner.
Make your own like little movies out of it. Okay. I've seen
mode.
I never cared about that. I feel like it was just too much work to.
Well, I feel like it would be really cool for PUBG because you could watch tactics or whatever, or watch how
people
shitty
are
people
killing
are
you. Yeah.
by like
just laying somewhere
sitting
the
in
entire
one
time.
spot. Yeah,
It's like, wow, you're so good.
watching what people do or whatever. Anyway,
Well, I mentioned earlier, PUBG's going down. Things are not going well for these,
Fortnite
for these
or
these-
from Fortnite or just in general.
So there was a PUBG hack program that developers found and arrested and fined these people for $5.1 million. And as it is reported here. In its latest update, the studio shared that 15 suspects were arrested in China last week for developing and selling hacking/cheating programs that affect PUBG and have been fined the equivalent of $5.1 million, with other suspects related to the case still under investigation.
How do they
$5.1 million.
How do they get? I know that someone's in trouble right now with Fortnite
For betting,
believe.
for like the betting software in the back end.
It was like a hacking thing, but it was like a 14-year-old.
Oh yes, he got in trouble for using a cheat on a live stream, or it was for something. They didn't actually choose. They were potentially pursuing legal action against this kid, but
Yes.
then they were like, maybe it's not a good idea to go after a 14-year-old kid.
Right. Well, they're doing it apparently.
Who's cheating on our game. Well, apparently this is a widespread issue in China, specifically with a lot of people developing hacking
Well, here's what I
programs.
don't understand is, I'm all for it. I don't really care. Get rid of people and apparently sue the crap out of them with $15 million. But it's like, didn't you said they got jailed?
Well, I don't know.
Oh, they just got fined.
They were considering jailing him.
I wonder how. I mean, is there something in the terms and conditions that say like, if you hack this and we find you, we will sue you?
Yeah, I don't know, and that's why my question was going to be is like, I want to know like the pricing of like what is worth $5.1
Yeah.
million.
What are the damages there? I mean, I guess
People
you could say
not playing the game long enough because it's so hard to win because of
Yeah,
hackers and stuff.
Yeah. You could. I guess you could say that you're
They're
losing,
hurting their audience,
right? Or you're.
Mm.
But also probably the amount of money they made off of selling that product, I imagine, is to a certain extent
Yeah, they probably were selling it to people.
deemable in terms of the
Copyright stuff too, in terms of using
damages.
their assets without their property to
Anyway,
make this software.
Get them out of there. Get rid of them.
Well, maybe you should just stop playing PUBG because this could happen to you, man, and you could be fined $5.1 million
I got
if you start cheating.
I got kicked off of Xbox the other day
For what?
I got banned for 24 hours.
What are you doing, Eric?
I didn't do anything. I was the victim, and I'm the one that got in trouble. So there's a lot of team killing that goes on, and
In
unfortunately,
PUBG.
intentional team killing,
Okay.
which is extremely frustrating because there's no real way to. I almost thought about creating a YouTube channel just to post all these people's gamer tags to say like
show 'em
go
doing
and
team
report
kills.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because what will happen is you'll be playing for, if you don't know the people, you end up playing for 30 minutes because what they want you to do is they want you to loot and get all this good gear, weapons,
And then they just kill you and
Ammo.
take your stuff.
and it's usually a 3 squad that picked you up randomly, and they're all talking together, and they kill you and you'll get through half the game.
And they just kill you.
Yeah,
That sucks.
and it happens a lot.
And you can, so friendly fire is a thing.
Yes,
Oh man, that sucks.
and what you can do is you can of course like report on Xbox that someone team killed you, but it doesn't really matter if just one person does it. Well, what ended up happening is I ended up messaging them because I watched the game. They end up losing. So I sent a little message. I said, "Good job, bitch." And I sent it to all 3 of them. Well,
They all reported you.
they reported me, the 3 of them, probably showing my message, which I mean,
yeah.
not appropriate.
Yeah.
but
Come on, Eric, you're better than that.
it was a response, and it wasn't a good one. And I got a little message from Xbox saying I was banned.
for 24 hours.
It didn't say the time, but that I looked it up because I thought it was like a hacker. I thought it was a scam thing, like someone trying to get me to click on a link or
You're
whatever.
like, I should not have said this to this guy.
I don't really
I'm in
care.
big trouble.
I don't care.
Okay, well, that's actually pretty funny.
Anyway,
I'm sorry.
so
you got
hopefully,
banned.
like, if Xbox is going to be as serious about that, then we can get on all the hackers and cheaters in the world.
Yeah, get them off there, man.
Get them off there.
Yeah, get them off there.
Get them out of there.
Speaking of getting them out of there,
Mm.
next Game of Thrones novel, The Winds of Winter, has been delayed.
I didn't even know.
Dude, get George
was
R.R.
another one.
Martin out of there, man.
I didn't know he was. You mean the one
He's
that
writing
he's
a book.
writing
Yeah.
currently?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, not another one that he has decided to write.
He's been writing this thing since 2011, apparently.
It's not.
Or-
He's gonna die before it gets released.
Yeah, and I heard this a long time ago, but it just, it keeps happening. So Martin has revealed that The Winds of Winter won't be coming in 2018, which is sure to be bad news for those who have been waiting for it since A Dance with Dragons was released in 2011.
Maybe the book isn't even.
It's not good.
Well, maybe it's not even written. Maybe he's waiting to die so that like his legacy can be this secret book.
Ooh. And then it sells like gangbusters
Yes.
because he died, but it really
It's the
isn't
Michael
that good of a book.
Jackson
Yeah.
type thing where like you
Tupac.
release an album afterwards. I don't know if Tupac did it, but
Well, there was always like music coming out with Tupac featured in it, and everyone thought he was still alive for a long time because of that.
well, they're all still alive. But there's an island.
Oh, there's
Secret
an
island.
Okay.
Yeah.
Full of all the deceased artists. Okay.
Elvis Presley lived there. He has now since passed.
Of course.
He would be like 105 or something.
Yeah, it's crazy. He would never live that long. There's no way. The oldest woman just died. I think she was like 100 and
Congrats.
100 and definitely over 110. I think she was like close to like 119 or 120 something. Which just
What do you think? You want to live that long?
Just no, absolutely.
You
That
wanna
would
live that long?
suck so bad.
That's a long time to be alive.
My
when you
grandpa-
think about how much we've seen in the 20 plus years that we're.
Yeah, my grandpa lived to be 97, and
That's pretty old.
at the end of his time, he was basically like, "Yeah, I'm ready to die." Yeah, he's like, "All my friends are,
Yep, they're gone.
they're gone. My wife's gone.
Yeah.
I pretty much just sit here all day." He's like, and he was totally functional. That was the crazy part. Like he wasn't in like a hospice or anything like
Yeah.
that. He was totally fine.
Wow.
He
Good for
died.
him.
He died in his house, just in his sleep.
He's just ready to go.
Yeah, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm taking a nap," and that was it. But based on his answer, I'm like, I don't think I would ever want to live that long.
I don't
That
want
sounds
to. I
terrible.
think. I mean, it's weird to talk about wanting to die, but
But
I don't think I want to live past 80, 85 if I get there.
give me 90. Give me.
You wanna get to 90?
Yeah, I want to be the wrinkly old 90-year-old man, and then I want to pass away.
I think the thing is like
on
actually,
my 90th birthday.
actually, I'll live forever if
Oh,
you know what I mean. But
you're gonna put your
only
brain into a robot?
yeah. I don't mind living longer. I think it's the idea that, like, if in your grandpa's state, like, I'm good.
If everyone else is still alive?
Well, I mean that does sound terrible, but what I don't want to be is like bedridden
Yeah.
for 10 years of my life just because,
Not-
life.
Not a fun time. Anybody out there that's going through this, write into us. Let us know what's going on. We got Chris Dawkins joining us. Hey, Jake, thanks so much for joining in. Appreciate it. It's
No, that's Chris.
yeah. What do you guys? Yeah, Chris Dawkins.
You said Jake.
He said,
He
"Hey,
said,
Jake."
"What's up, Jake?"
He said, "Hey, Jake." Yeah, sorry, I was reading that.
Chris Dog.
And Mary Gribble's also here. Hey guys, thanks so much for being here. Mary Gribble, quick shout out for the very first ever donation to the BitBloggers Continued Research Fund
Wow.
of $20.
$20.
She is now a Bit Bay.
Oh,
I have.
Is that what
I
we're
have
calling?
tiers? Yeah, I have tiers. You have
Gross.
You have Bit Buddy, Bit Bro,
that seems inappropriate.
Bit Bay,
Bit Bay sounds very.
and Bit Bestie. Yeah.
Wow. Cool.
You're none of those things.
Which
man.
one? Which one? I have contributed so much of my time.
You would be a Bit Bestie at this point.
I would be more than that, I think.
Your founding father.
I wonder who has been on the podcast the most.
It's probably Matt.
It's probably Matt, but
You're probably a close second, or Cameron is a close second.
we're gonna figure it out. And we're gonna.
Yeah, I'll go back.
Yeah.
I'll go back because I always say who's on the podcast every
Mhm.
single week, so we'll check it out.
Well, I mean, also
we'll have the
we
rankings.
Also, we can tell by voices and etc.
Yeah, this is true. But I would have to listen to each podcast, and that would take forever. I can just look at the description and just each one
Okay,
do a tally.
man, you are lazy.
I'm on it, dude. Well, that's the best way to do it. You don't need to talk about it. Okay. Anyways, so yeah,
Listen to the first 10 seconds of the podcast and you're good.
yeah, or I could just read the description in 5 seconds, and it's even easier.
Oof, that 5 seconds saved when it adds up.
Yeah, it
What,
does.
you've probably saved like a
2
minute.
minutes.
A minute of life.
No, let's see. Hold on. I have 56 episodes.
Dude, don't try and do the math
Okay,
right
yeah.
now. That's
Anyways,
not important.
Not important. So, anyways, yeah, don't expect his new book anytime soon. It's not his first book. That has been delayed, though. As Martin has said multiple times, he has missed his own deadlines with the work. So, sorry, guys, but good news is that the series will be back next year. And right now, we have Westworld holding us over. So, I haven't started that yet.
Oh, you haven't started Westworld yet?
No, not yet.
I just watched
We got to
the
do
second
that.
episode.
Every Sunday, man. Come on. We got to do that.
It's on you guys.
You're right.
Well, I mean, it's on you guys to host because you were the ones normally doing it, but...
We ran out of cheese, man. There's no more cheese for the crackers and cheese plates.
No.
Yeah.
That can't be bought.
No, it can't. I mean, Walmart.
All the cheese just ended in the world.
Yeah.
All the cows are like, we're done.
Yeah.
We're done making that
All
precious,
the rats.
precious milk.
All those Chattanooga Rapid rats are just stealing all the cheese.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah. Have you ever seen 5-0 Goes West?
Philo goes west.
Whatever it's called.
Philo or
I
Philo?
forget his name.
5-0.
5-0, something like that.
It's not 5-0.
There's a song. You want to sing it for you?
Go.
There are no cats in America where the streets are filled with cheese. And that's the part of the song. In this case,
What the? Okay.
we'll watch it later.
No.
Speaking of cheese, though, PS4 sales are hitting 79 million, making that cheddar cheese for Sony.
Holy.
You like that segue?
That was great,
It
dude.
hurt my ears when you just yelled into the mic.
No, it didn't.
Yes, it did.
You're fine.
It was very loud.
You're fine. I brought back.
The,
Hello.
the PlayStation business, which has saw another 2.5 million PS4 units sold worldwide during the quarter.
How do they keep selling? How do they keep doing it?
Do God of War.
Like, who in the world doesn't have a PlayStation at this point?
Well,
Apparently 25 million.
a lot more.
Or
Well,
79 million.
there's only 100 million
2.5
people in the
million.
world. There's only
2.5 million.
There's only 100 million people in the world.
What? Is that true?
Well, no. You're assuming that 79 million is the entire world population. You're asking who doesn't have a PS4 yet.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who don't have PS4s. But you're saying that the who's who should have PS4s at this point. You're right. That brings lifetime sales of the console to approximately 79 million units, which means the system has now nearly topped the sales total for the PS3, which passed 80 million back in 2013.
That's not really surprising, though, right?
No, it is not. This console's fabulous. Came out from the gate swinging and hasn't stopped since. I mean, you have an Xbox now, and you've kind of had it for a few months.
PlayStation's still the better console.
You
for
like
sure.
PUBG and like the. I'm sure the Xbox console is great. Like you have the
Sea of
4K
Thieves has
one.
been fun.
Yeah.
I need people to play it with,
But
but
in terms of exclusives, though, there's not a lot.
no, I
You got
mean,
Sunset Overdrive.
I can see why this thing suffered and is still suffering, and it baffles me how, like, one of the first things I looked up, and I mentioned this before, but one of the first things I looked up was why does anybody else have an issue with the UI UX of the menu design?
Because it sucks.
It's terrible.
Or do you think it sucks because you are so used to PlayStation?
I thought about it. It really is bad. This is coming from a design standpoint, but I actually think that it's so convoluted and it could be so much simpler, and it doesn't make. And I'm like, well, maybe I just don't have enough stuff. Maybe I don't have enough apps, but they don't have. Anyway, I can't believe they haven't updated that.
So basically, the Xbox just sucks, and PlayStation is the best console in the world
Yeah,
by like 79 million units, apparently.
but apparently some big things are coming to Xbox. We'll see.
Man, PS5 right around the corner, probably. I'm
Probably.
thinking 2019 we'll probably hear some details, and then 2020 it's going to come out.
I bet this E3.
2020 sounds like a good year for a new console.
I bet this E3 something gets announced.
Yeah. Ooh, I'm excited for that. You want to do some live stuff for E3 this year
Absolutely.
again? Heck yes, dude. Well, guys, that's it. So congrats on Sony for selling PS4s, and we'll talk about probably why they're getting some more units. And I imagine we're going to see some more sales throughout this next quarter. So we will be right back with our main topic, which is God of War PS4. Bye-bye. I didn't mute it. It's not muted.
Right now?
Yeah, that's okay. We'll come back.
You didn't mute it right now?
No, yeah, we're back. Yeah. Now you guys know that there is no magic behind that. When we go away for a break, we're just still sitting here, and Eric's usually making fart noises. So,
Even when I'm not here.
Chris Dawkins asking, "What's up with the water?" Chris, I don't know if you know or not, but there's these things called Brita filters, and they produce the clearest, cleanest, most delicious water in the world.
Well, I want to know what that question even really.
He probably thought it was vodka.
Well, he said, "What's up with the water?" ?
Straight.
He said,
Maybe
Oh,
he's
we've got a Mary Dawkins.
maybe he's seen,
Is Chris and Mary related?
Yeah, that's Hannah's sister.
I've never met any of these people,
Come on, man.
nor do I know their family history.
Well, now you sort of know part of it.
Are they married or are they brother and sister?
They are indeed married.
I guess they wouldn't be brother and sister.
Yeah, yeah, they have the same last name.
Right.
Well,
but
no, wait,
also
no, they
they're-
could be. Yeah,
No, because
Gribble. Yeah,
of their Gribble.
yeah. Not anymore. Now they're Dawkins.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
No
alcohol.
worries, right?
Alcohol was his reference. Yeah. So yeah, no, this is just water. You would definitely know if we were drinking straight vodka because I would be grimacing the entire time. I'd be like, because I'm weak, Chris. I'm weak.
well, let's ask some questions about them. What are you guys up to right now, other than watching us?
I don't know if this is a good for
This is
a
perfect.
live show. Asking
I
what
want to
people
know.
are doing.
Well, since I've never met any of them before,
They're watching us.
let's see.
He said you're
You're
normally drinking
normally
beer. Yeah, that's true.
It's true.
That is true.
It's true.
We are actually low on Dirty Kirks right now, so we gotta get a restock. I haven't been to Costco in a few minutes, so I gotta take care of that. Because I mean those beers are so good, man.
Hold on.
For the price,
Drinking. They're drinking.
good. I mean we're drinking water.
Oh, you know what?
You guys are drinking.
Do you guys have any kind of game where we do something
Oh,
and you guys drink? Question mark.
Like I didn't say and we're back, so you could have the game could have been anytime Jake says and we're back. That could be a drinking game. Dang.
Watching y'all drinking cold ones. Cold ones.
What kind of cold ones?
that
What kind
could
of cold
be
ones? That's important.
That could be
A segment?
filtered water. A cold one.
Oh, okay. I thought our segment was going to be cold ones.
I don't know if yeah, let's do it.
What would the segment
We
be
could
about?
review
Cold ones?
cold ones.
That'd be actually really funny. Just
I
like
mean-
a 3-minute segment on just the beer we're drinking.
Not even. It should be like 10 seconds.
And
It should
it's-
be like,
it's-
bloop.
it's
Do we
a-
like it? Yep. Drink.
It's a sponsored thing, but it's a fake sponsored thing. Like brought to you by Cold Ones.
Remember when we used to do the commercials?
Why don't we do those anymore?
I don't know,
It's
man.
too much work. We gotta get Randy to call back in. Anyways, guys, back on topic.
Hold on. Anything y'all say, PlayStation, we drink.
Anytime.
anytime
Oh
also.
gosh. Well, we're gonna say it probably a lot in this next segment. So please, small sips. I don't want you getting too lit on a Monday night.
Who else do we have?
I don't know. Chris
Mary,
and
Chris.
Mary.
Okay.
Yeah, Chris and Mary are
Nice.
two most loyal fans. Appreciate you guys being
Let's
here
do
with
it.
us. So we're going to talk about God of War PS4, which Eric, you got the weekend after it came out, like Friday, like a week ago, or did you get it in the middle of the week and just start jamming?
I think I got it on Thursday.
Okay. So for anyone that's not aware, this is the fourth official entry in the God of War franchise. I have it here. Hopefully the glare doesn't get that. You can see it there. Yeah. Oh, look at that. And I heard a lot of good things about this game, and I don't know about you, Eric, but I was never a big God of War fan. Were you?
No, not particularly.
The games were just
Like I said,
Okay.
number 3 was the one that I played, and I quite honestly, it was one of those games that I couldn't get.
yeah.
Number 1 and number 2 were not games where my parents were like,
Oh, because they were M-rated, and they're like, you're not playing
Yeah.
that. Oh,
well, also
man.
they had like,
Well, they came out the most recent one, God of War 3, came out when you were probably close to 17 or 18.
that's what I'm saying. That's the one I played.
Oh, because the other ones. Gotcha. Now,
Right, because I didn't play the other ones
I'm catching up.
because they were, too
Too
violent, too sexual, whatever.
Yeah, man. So
Anyway,
great.
So I know very little about the series, but I watched like a kind of a what is God of War? What's the story from beginning to end? Where does this one kind of fall in terms of the timeline?
Right. So
Um,
quick spark notes, I guess. It was originally based in Greek mythology, and Kratos is a god of war, hence the name of the game. And his whole sole purpose essentially was, I don't know why he initially got mad at the gods. They banished him for something. And then he just goes on a killing spree and gets revenge and just kills everyone. And then they ended up killing his family, right?
They force him to kill his family.
Ooh, even worse.
Yeah.
Gosh, that's messed up. And so so that happened, and I don't know if there's any more main events that I really missed. But they banished him. He lost his chains.
He ends up killing Zeus, which was I think part of number 3.
Yeah.
Even though I watched that recap, I can't remember hardly anything. But
He lost his chains of Olympus, which were his famous chain sword weapon things, and he is now in Norse mythology land,
Right.
hanging out with all the Norse gods,
and
trying to hide from the Greek gods.
and neither of us have finished the game, but things are starting to be explained to a certain extent of why he's there, what he's doing.
Because the entirety of the game, and I guess we can start talking about this, but like you start out and it's completely different. Kratos obviously is aged a little bit. He has a son named Atreus, and they are just walking around in the woods, just doing their thing. And their mother, and this is not spoilers, like they're just putting his wife to rest.
Yeah. Something happened.
That's immediately how it starts. So that's not spoilers, but. Yeah, so the entire time you're asking these questions, and you start getting things revealed later on that, like, Atreus is not aware of who Kratos is in terms of, like, him being a god and stuff like that. And we haven't gotten far enough, and you might have gotten further to where that kind of gets talked about more. But it's really, like, just from a starting standpoint, like, looking back at the other God of War games, it was not very strong in story. You had a lot of cool moments and big fight scenes, but there's never like any storytelling.
I think it was more about I think the story was relatively strong, but it was more about the combat, kind of how crazy it was.
Yeah.
Violence.
It was an action game first.
Yes, and then I think the story kind of developed later as
they
really started to, I think about this as a big kind of story arc for
because they've had
Kratos.
They've had so many of these games. Some were on I think the original PS2. And then it jumped into
there was a lot
Vita, PSP,
yes.
a bunch of handheld
which
ones.
all continued that recap
that storyline
jumps, and apparently the story jumps around too from game to game. So there's things that happen in God of War 3 that you didn't really know about or didn't make sense until you played that game. Or sorry, things that happened in God of War 1 that didn't. Whatever. Anyway.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean,
you had to play all of them apparently.
I feel like they took a lot of notes from Last of Us in terms of how this is played. It's over the shoulder third person the entire time, which honestly is so much more impressive visually than it sounds. The entire game is over the shoulder, and there's never a cut in terms of the camera. Like there's never a black screen or a loading screen. It's literally just one continuous shot. And they talk about this a lot in the promotional stuff, and I was like, it's just advertising. But when you see it actually done, you're like, oh, that's actually pretty impressive.
It's pretty legit. I mean, the only time you really have a loading screen is if you start the game up or you die. Other than that, everything is built to load in certain transitions and stuff, which is pretty amazing.
And the loading screens only take maybe 10 seconds, 15 seconds, if that, because I die a lot in this game. And
what level are you playing on?
Just normal.
Okay, that's the one I picked too. It was like, do you want to have a equal, balanced, fun experience? And I was like, yes.
Yeah, because I
don't want to, and it's challenging.
Yes.
Even with a normal mode.
So let's talk about it. I mean, like challenging in terms of like combat. In this one, the main weapon is obviously this axe that you can throw and then bring it back to you, kind of like Thor's hammer.
Yeah,
and it is awesome.
Yeah.
Like I cannot understate or overstate how cool that is, just being able to fling that axe.
What's interesting is since I was kind of into thinking about the Avengers a lot. I mean the Thor mythology and all of that, and they mention Ragnarok and those kinds of things, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I heard Ragnarok get mentioned. I was like, I just watched Thor Ragnarok.
So I guess the one thing I thought was, whoever wrote Thor just pulled all this mythology and made it into a comic, like just put him on Earth.
Yeah,
they didn't even have to really do much.
No, you're just there.
Because Odin, they talk about
Zeus.
I don't know, lots of things.
Yeah, Zeus. I mean,
I don't have a list, but anyway, that was cool.
Yeah, I mean,
to have kind of that tie-in while I was thinking about the Avengers.
But this game, like when I first started playing, it was actually very difficult. Like I had a hard time understanding how to maneuver when there's a bunch of guys around me when I'm fighting them. I'm like, okay.
I do a lot of dodging.
Yeah,
a lot of dodge and roll. Don't try. You can't sit there and do combo attacks.
No,
or you can, but you have to.
You'll get wrecked.
You have to think about how you use Atreus and how you have to, wait. Like the trolls are really hard in my opinion.
The big guys.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
the guys with the big stone.
I don't know if I'm doing this wrong, but all I've figured out is that you can throw it at his head, and that's the only way you can really hurt him.
Exactly.
Okay.
Like sometimes, and then you have to do the big timing moments where, like when they slam it on the ground and they kind of like hold for
Yeah, you
a
can
half
hit them
a
in
second,
the legs for a few
then
seconds.
and it just takes a long time to defeat. And I think that's what it's supposed to be. Is like it's supposed to take. I mean, the boss fights feel like an hour to defeat.
Yeah, which is good. Like that's what you want in a boss.
They can
fight.
be really frustrating though.
Because there is like a lot of hit stun. Like you really like if you get hit, you don't keep swinging. There are like power ups you can get to make that better, but like for the most part, when you're first starting out, you really have to be very careful about where you're facing and making sure to pay attention to the arrows around God of War, which I think are really clever. It shows you have guys behind you that are so white means they're behind you. Red is there's an incoming attack, and then purple is a projectile. Right. So you can kind of know, oh, I need to move or I'm going to get hit pretty soon. And so just balancing all of that and figuring out the combos is what I'm struggling with a little bit still. Is I figured out a few that I like that do a ton of damage, but they take a second to pull them off. So and I have to be like actually intentional about how I'm pushing my buttons
instead of just button mashing.
Yeah. Because when I was first starting, I was just pushing R1 and just hoping that I would kill him, and it would take forever. But then I was like, oh, if I combo and I'm more intentional,
right?
I do more damage.
And if you block or dodge,
you counter them, parry.
I mean, there's moments where like I accidentally do something like that. Appropriately, and the game completely changes. It's like, oh my gosh, I just defeated that person really quick.
It feels good, like killing people fast.
But
like,
I don't do it.
Whoop that dude.
I don't do it hardly ever though.
And Atreus is like incredibly helpful too. Like if you can actually pair his arrows with your combat, it does a lot more damage, and you can kind of chain some things together. So, yeah, the combat just in general, I think they took some notes from Dark Souls.
Yes.
And really, I think mainly just Dark Souls, and just said, hey, this is how God of War is going to play now. It's still a bit more action-y in terms of how enemies fly around, and you can kind of keep them in the air for a little while and hit them and stuff. But it's it's tough, but it's pretty fun.
I think it's. I mean, again, it can get annoying sometimes when it does feel like I've battled this one group or this one enemy for a couple of tries.
You keep dying. You're like, gosh, dang it.
Yeah, and it just feels like, I mean, it just sucks because it is a little grinding a little bit. And also, I mean, I know I've only been playing it since Thursday, but as just a strict single player game, it's lasted pretty long. I even played a little bit before I got here because I was like I was pretty close to the end or so I think, and was like maybe I can finish this up. But I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I'll probably be able to beat it tonight is what I'm guessing. But I'm guessing it still has like another hour and a half.
And you've been playing for how many hours, you think? Like 20, 30 hours maybe, if that? Probably 20, 25?
I think only about 15.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, unlike you, I haven't been trying to do all the chests. Like when I see a chest or I see an opportunity, like I stop doing the puzzles where you have to line up, where you have to hit the lettering to unlock the chest.
The Nornir chests.
Yes, I stopped doing those.
Oh man, come on, dude. That's like you get some good stuff out of it.
Yeah, but those take forever. That's the thing I mean, you get so sidetracked with trying to do those.
It's totally worth it. I love it. I love it.
One of the things that's pretty difficult, in my opinion, and it's not the best. It's a little overwhelming. Is the armor and upgrades and the skills. It's just a crap ton of stuff to like look at and understand, and I've gotten a better hold on it, but I'm right at the end of the game. And that's what's frustrating is I didn't really know how to. It seemed a little too robust, in my opinion, for the type of game that it is.
For a more simple action game, essentially.
Yeah, it's like, just give me some options to upgrade my gear. Cool. Like, let me unlock better gear throughout the game.
There's a lot.
And I think it's made that way because you can play a lot more of the game like you're doing.
Yeah, like I've put in probably more hours than you.
Yes, probably.
But it's been literally just because I want to try and find every enhancement I can. Right. So, I mean, like, I don't know my guys. What's Kratos' level right now for you?
4, I think.
Okay, I'm at like almost 6.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I'm just trying to find anything I can to power up.
And maybe it'll be super.
But I'm still getting my ass whooped like sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, there's still guys that I'll encounter that just kill me. I'm like, dang it, man.
Yeah.
So it's impressive that you're that far and you're not as strong. I imagine if I get further down the storyline, it'll be like I'm fighting pretty easy enemies at that point.
It gets
difficult.
grueling.
Yeah.
And there's
Well, maybe it only is growing for me because I have
There's some boss fights.
some big strong armor.
There's some boss fights that really.
What do you think about the map? The
me
I don't love the map in this game.
That's another thing too. Is navigation. It's almost like they tried to do an open world, a contained open world to a certain extent.
Yeah.
Which I.
These like the only negatives that honestly I have is like the map.
And they're not real. And then the thing is, it's not game breaking.
No.
It's just.
It's a little bit not as well done as other games.
Right.
Like whenever I look at the map, I can see all the things that I've marked, but it's hard to tell exactly where things are sometimes because you can't zoom in any further than a certain view.
When I couldn't zoom in,
I
was
even
pretty
know.
pissed.
I was like, I don't even know what's over there. Like I'm trying to zoom in, but all these giant markers are blocking it, and you can take all the logos off, but then you're like, I don't even know what's over there. The map's not well designed.
Yeah, the map feels a little uncared for, and then even the idea behind the map and that you can go through the portals, some of that stuff makes sense once certain things happen, but the map system is a little rough, and then figuring out sometimes I'm like, I have no clue. There's moments in the game where I'm like, I cannot figure out what to do.
I'm not sure where I'm supposed to go.
I don't know where I'm supposed to go.
Have you used the compass up top? Because that actually does help.
That helps us.
I noticed that helps. I'm like, oh, and it'll tell you like
how close
go
you
this way, and then it'll cut to the right, and then it'll tell you, okay, go this way. So like, because I was trying to track a side objective, and I was like, I don't know how you know how to get here anymore, because I'd been to this place, and I was like, I forgot how to get there, so I had to like use the map to get back to it. But I mean, honestly, like I think those two things are like my weakest points. Everything else is fabulous. Like the sound design in this game is great.
Yes. The score is amazing.
Score is great, especially like in moments. I've noticed it'll come in randomly. Like there'll be certain times where the music just kicks in.
The best.
So good.
The best. I wish that kind of was the whole game. Because those moments, I'm like,
this is amazing.
This just is really well done.
Oh yeah. And then like we were talking about this when we get beers the other day, but like when the like rumble kicks on in certain moments, it actually is
really enhances.
Yeah, it makes it a lot better.
Yeah,
there's a moment where you encounter a creature in the game, and the rumble just goes nuts, and it fits the scene that you're in, and it's just really cool. Even like when Kratos goes into a sprint, there's like a small rumble kick that kind of it almost feels like, and it sounds stupid, but you're kind of kicking the dirt or hitting the ground a little bit and starting to run. Yeah, I was like, man, that's well done. You wouldn't think you'd be saying that, but Hannah says rage mode.
Talk about the boss that took you 12 times.
Okay, we're not going to talk about that. You're embarrassing me. You're embarrassing me. Yeah, well, I was telling her, I told you, I was like, I fight any enemy that has the purple bar, even though I know I probably need to come back later. Like I'm going to try and beat it as I am. If I encounter it, I'm like, I'm going to try it 16 more times to kill this thing, and eventually I did, but it took a lot. It took a lot of tries. I died a lot.
I mean.
It's like old boss games, you just learn.
Yeah, and one of the things that's frustrating, but it definitely the only reason I think they did this, and this is why it feels frustrating, is that it pushes the game longer because there's definitely moments where you're going to fail. Mm-hmm. Like unless you are just, I don't know, unless you've watched gameplay or you've watched this scenario, there's going to be
you're gonna die. In one hit. Yeah.
Because one, the health system is crazy. You don't regenerate health. You have to find those health stones, which are sometimes few and far between.
Not if you're like me and you're busting open every single crate you find.
Well, no, the health. Well, yeah, but even those chests and whatever. I mean, usually
they don't have them in
you're
there
finding the health stones through killing certain enemies, and there's nothing more annoying than killing an enemy and going, "Oh, there's a health stone," and you pick up like a gem or something, or it's like hack silver or whatever.
Yeah. No, I want money.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's like I need health.
Well, and there's some that cycle. There's some that go between the rage buff, money, XP, or health.
Right.
And I didn't know that the first couple of times, and so I thought I was picking up a health, and it turned into rage. And I was like, I don't want rage points right now.
Well, and there's sometimes too where I'll be
so nerdy.
I want to rage.
Rage points, brother.
Where I'll be crap. What was I gonna say?
Few and far between hacks.
It was something about
life.
It was something about the health, but anyway, where I'm not paying attention and I'll walk into a scene or walk into a place where it's like obvious that shit's about to go down.
Yeah.
And I hit some of the health stones and I realize my health's already full.
Oh, you should have saved them for later.
Yeah, I should have just left them there. Yeah.
Yeah, I've done that before too.
So learning that to...
The game's generous, though, because if you die, and it'll respawn you close, and you'll have full health again.
Yes.
So you can give it a try, but you might not have a particular item that might help you that we're not going to talk about. We're trying to be spoiler-ish. We're not going to talk about the story for real, so that'll be in the title as well. I should have given a warning before talking about it.
What do you think of Atreus as like a character? I think he's a little expositional.
Atreus. Yeah, I think he's great.
Like sometimes he'll be like, What you're gonna pick that up and take that over there? You're just gonna carry that around the whole time?
There are some like funny things that he asks, like, you're just gonna carry that the whole time? And Kratos is like,
so
yes.
There's moments where I don't think
Boy.
his character matches the time. Like he feels like a normal kid reacting to this thing, which I can't tell yet if there's some kind of twist or something, which I don't know what it would be other than him being us or something. But
it's intentional, I think. It's good because that's exactly how a kid would react. You know, if you think about...
No, see, that's what I'm saying. A Nordic kid from that time wouldn't go... I don't know. He just doesn't... Maybe I just think like kids...
He's well educated by his mom. His mom...
Yeah, it's not about the education. It's more of... I don't know, just how he acts.
Being that self-aware of like things that they need to do or whatever.
Well, I mean, obviously he's there at times for keeping you on track or like showing you things or...
I think expositionally it's actually great because... There's never a moment where like text pops up on the screen when you're playing.
That's true.
And it's like,
well,
hey, here's how you do this.
That's not true. I have had a moment where I was trying to defeat something.
And it'll tell you.
And it was like, make sure to hit this part of the thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
that is helpful actually. Like it'll give you text only right there.
Yeah.
If the game tells you it can tell you like really struggling against a boss. It's like, yeah, okay, we'll give you a hint. But for the most part, Atreus is the one that's giving you hints, and he'll point out things throughout the world that you can collect, or you need to look at, or you're doing a puzzle or something like that. Which kind of segueing to that, I think so I'm a person who loves collecting things, and as you know, just basically just exploring different areas, trying to get everything I can. And so I love the puzzle aspects in this game. I love figuring out how I need to do a specific thing in a certain order to unlock this chest over here, and there's always a reward for that, so I always like appreciate it. I'm like, if I go the extra mile to figure out this weird looking statue over here or something like that, there's usually a reward for it.
The puzzles get a little annoying, in my opinion, at times when
they're perfect.
I don't think so. I mean, maybe it's because I don't pay attention enough, but I realize the puzzle, or sometimes they're not even puzzles, it's just like a series of things that you have to do that if you're not listening to Atreus or your other character, that you're like, oh crap, I don't know what to do here. Yeah. And I can't go back, and they're not saying it anymore.
Yep. Hey, what's that? Yeah.
And so I'm like, well, I don't know what to do here. And there's sometimes where I'm sitting there running around a room,
not knowing what you're doing.
Yeah, going like, I have no clue what to do because there's no marker.
That's happened to me a few times.
There's some indicators, and then all of a sudden I'll just be like, well, I just have to.
I'll just come back later.
Or no, like sometimes I can't leave. Like that's the thing is I'm going like it's part of the story progression, and I'm going. Yeah. I've got to figure this out,
so
and I don't want to look it up, and I haven't looked anything up yet. So
you just keep running around until you find it. Yeah.
There's moments where I'm going, okay, well, I'll just try this, and I do it, and I'm like, okay, that's what was supposed to happen.
You know,
they're not too difficult, but they do get annoying when certain things don't happen or when I'm not listening, and
I was too focused on
there was something that I was supposed to hear or whatever. But
there are actually definitely a few puzzles like that where you're forced to essentially just look everywhere you can in a certain area, and you're just like, well, where's the thing that I need to look for and find? And there's a few times I've only actually had to look up one puzzle so far because I hit that point where I'd been looking for this thing for probably 10, 15 minutes, and I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna look this up now.
What kind of puzzle was it? Was it the one?
It was like the Nornir chests where it's there was these three things hidden somewhere in this giant area, and I was like, I don't know where the other one is because I'd found two, and I was like, I don't care to look for that other one, and it was like right next to where I was about to leave, and I was like, damn it. Because I think sometimes they encourage you to leave, and then you'll actually see the last part of the puzzle and go back. But I'm too afraid to go forward sometimes. Yeah, which is what I'll talk about next. Is the puzzles, the way they're designed, I actually really appreciate is you'll see a bunch of things that you can't access yet because they're kind of like a Metroid game or other games of the like, where there's doors or there's things you can't get to yet because you can clearly see there's like a color on it or something on it that's like, oh, I don't have that. Or Atreus will even say, oh, we can't get in there yet. We need, you need
looks like we can't get rid of that thistleweed or whatever it is.
And so you're like, okay, clearly I need to come back here. And that stressed me out for the first like couple hours. I was like, I'm missing so many secrets and I'm going to forget where they all are and I'm never going to find those again. But the game is clever in the way it makes you kind of backtrack through certain areas, and I just loved that. Like when I figured that out and they brought me back to where I was missing all those secrets earlier, I was like, yes. I was like, now I can go explore everything and I can get what I want. So I really thought that was clever. I really appreciated that.
Yeah, well, and it helps, I think, keep the game fresh when you are revisiting those areas. So it's obviously setting up moments where, because games have done this before, but I don't think as well as this, where it already is implemented into the game and you see it even when you can't unlock it.
Bloodborne's the only thing I can think of where it is a lot like this. It is all the places have like interlocking pathways to get to them, and then you go a certain way, a long way around, but then you see a little shortcut in the side. You're like, oh, what's that over there? And then you find out it links back to that one thing that was way down, far, like a few hours away that you're playing. And you're like, oh, that's where it is.
But yeah, I like how, I think in terms of the game design, minus, the small things like the map or some of the crafting / which those two guys are the best. And we're going to figure something out. The brothers. The dwarf brothers.
Oh, yeah. Brock and Sindri.
The guys that basically function as your crafting table thing.
They're fun.
There's obviously something there. And I'm excited to figure out like why. Now, of course, we found out like how they move around. But I think they're going to be bigger to the story other than just being like,
hey, what's up, guys? Yeah.
Other than being the, kind of like goofy characters, which they are.
Yeah. But they're definitely like a welcome. Anytime I hear like the hammers tinging in the background, I was like, oh yes, safe place. Yeah. So that's actually, I mean, again, good sound design and good character design. You show up there. Other than that, man, I mean, I just all in all, I've been so impressed. This game, it got such good press when it first released, and I was like, wow, God of War is finally back on top, or it's got a new look. And I didn't expect to like it because I was just like, man, God of War.
Yeah.
But in terms of PlayStation exclusives, this has probably been almost my favorite game I've played on PlayStation, if not my favorite game I played on PlayStation. Yeah. Bloodborne was like for a long time my number one because it really was very well done and creative. But I think from what this one has learned over the course of time and how God of War has changed, and it has elements of all the games that I love, like Last of Us and Dark Souls / Bloodborne, and it's everything you want in a good single player video game.
Yeah,
it's good story and
a long story,
a lot of good side content if you care.
A ton of side content. I mean, I'm telling you, I'm skipping so much, and I know that when the game ends, I can tell that when the game ends too, I'm going to be able to go back and explore. Like I can tell that's how they're setting it up.
I wanted to look up that, but I didn't want to ruin it for myself. I was like, is it better to finish the game and then go back and do all this stuff? I'm sure it is.
I would be surprised if they don't, once you finish the game, they don't let you explore because the game's just too big not to let it. Like it's one of those games where you're gonna finish the story, and then you're gonna be able to go back and upgrade your armor. You're still gonna be fighting enemies and probably running into some type of bosses. But
oh yeah, there's a bunch of secret like side missions and side bosses you can engage if you want to, and like I said, you'll encounter some that you're definitely not supposed to fight when you first get there. And I'm like, I'm gonna beat them. There has been two that I've walked away from. Like I was like, very clearly, these guys are a much higher level than I am. I was like, I should come back. I'm gonna keep dying over and over again. But yeah, I mean, it's and I don't know if you had to give us a score, would you give it anyone, or would you just leave it unscored and say TBD?
What's the scale?
10.
I give it a 9.5. I mean, it's not a perfect game, but it is damn near close. I don't think there's perfect games anymore, or if ever. But man, this game is. I mean, it's one of those games where I'm like, if you don't play this, you've missed out completely on a great game experience, because it's.
Even if you don't like God of War.
Yeah, even if you don't like that, you can still kind of pick up the pieces, understand what's going on. The game's incredible. it's rigorous, it's challenging,
and we're
it's
playing
rewarding.
we're both playing on standard PS4s, but
Yes.
graphically it looks gorgeous.
Amazing,
It
yeah.
looks really good. Yeah,
And yeah, I mean it feels like a movie, which is great.
yeah. That one shot camera. It's again. It sounds lame, but there's never a moment that you're not watching something. It's like it is a viewing experience at the same time.
Yeah.
And you're not a big single player guy. Like most of the time, you're doing multiplayer stuff.
It's hard for me to invest in a $60 game when I'm like, how long is this game going to last me?
Right. But
I knew I wanted to
ones.
play this, and I knew that
It was going to take me too long to get through it.
yeah. So I was like, again, it's one of those things where I'm like, if you don't play this game, you've missed out
Yeah.
big time.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that too. I think 9.5, or I mean, I would dare to just give it a 10 because of what a 10 is to me. It is a masterpiece.
Sure.
It is a game that, like, if you have a PlayStation 4, you need to have this game.
Yeah,
It's the game you should buy with your PlayStation if
Yes.
you are just getting it.
Yeah.
There's like only a few other games that I would say that about.
Mhm.
You know, when I'm talking about Zelda, it's like you pretty much need to have Zelda if you're going to get a Switch, and it is because it is so good.
Yes.
You know, if the game wasn't that good, I'd be like, maybe not. But like, I feel so strongly about this game that I would say it is a masterpiece in design and how it's all put together and how far it's come since God of War and just everything else that it does that you've seen in tidbits in different games, but it all comes together in one here. And I'm just like, that is amazing. Like even menu gripes aside, it doesn't detract from the experience at all. Like you can still get around totally competently, and there's no moments that I've been like, man, that's really it. Like this sucks. Like this is breaking the game for me.
Yeah.
Like it's really is just,
Yeah.
it's a good game.
And glitches have been minimal. We were joking about it earlier,
Yeah.
but
I had one where the chest wouldn't open. I had to leave the island and then come back, and it opened up for me. So that was it.
I haven't had anything like. I have had a few graphical glitches, but not any kind of like major ones where people are flying off the screen or something.
Yeah. What was your graphical glitch? Was it just like
Some stuff loading in,
like popping? Yeah.
Yeah, some pop-in stuff.
It's probably because our
and-
PS4s are just older.
Probably, yeah.
They're like, oh gosh, this is a heavy game.
It's a big game. I mean, it's
I tried playing it on Josh's PS4, and I don't know what's wrong with his, but it sounds like an airplane taking off.
his fans have obviously gotten bad, gotten really
So I was
bad.
like, I am going to break this PS4.
Yes.
So I only played for a little bit. I was like, I'm afraid I'm going to break his PS4
yeah.
by playing this on here.
Yeah, he needs to
Yeah,
check
get a
out
little
what's
upgrade.
going on with that.
Me a PS5.
I think it's sucked in too much dust. and
I looked at it. There's a ton of
and
dust
it's
around the outside.
probably it's probably I had the same exact experience.
Oh, hey.
with
Barrett Kibble and Kurt Marks, guys, thank you so much for hopping in here. We're talking about God of War, so you probably don't know much about that, but we're happy to have you and appreciate you joining on the live chat. But we're done now, basically, so you guys are too late.
whoops, you'll have to rewatch. I don't even know if they're still here.
Who knows?
These games sound like you're in a movie. Exactly.
They pretty much are. That's actually very true, Mary.
Exactly.
It is like a movie experience for the most part. And Hannah,
So wise.
you can ask Hannah, but she's actually she's enjoyed watching me play. I've been playing it out in the main room
Yeah, I saw
instead of
that.
in here, and
It's a
it's
good
been good.
move.
It's been good.
It's a good move.
Anything else you want to say about God of War?
No, I think I hit all the
All the
all the
points.
things. Yeah.
Well, there you have it, guys. God of War PS4 is fantastic. If you have a PlayStation and you haven't gotten this yet, I mean, you heard what we said about it. Definitely pick it up. It's every cent worth it. And we'll be back probably next week talking about Avengers or something else. So, unfortunately, that is the end of our podcast. Remember, BitCast is a weekly podcast that covers most things video games and pop culture. We're doing all these live now, so if you follow us on Facebook, you'll be notified. We're going to try and record them either on Saturday mornings or Monday afternoons because those are the two most open times for most people. But Eric, thank you so much for being here, man.
Absolutely. Always.
Can't wait to play more God of War.
We
after
almost made
this.
2 hours. That's a lot.
Well,
that's
it's
a long
actually
time.
58 minutes. It's misleading down there.
Oh, I was like, I can't.
Man, 2 hours just flew by.
Yeah, I was like, that would feel whatever.
That was a long time.
Right.
Be sure to go to bitbloggers.com to see all our most recent content and follow us on, I would say, Instagram or Facebook because that's where I post most of our content at. I send weekly reminders of like releases and stuff you guys should check out. It's a lot of work. I make a calendar and I look at whatever is coming out for the week, and it's all manual. So please just go interact with that. That'd be great. I would
Give
love
that
to have
some
your
love.
conversation.
Yeah.
If you want to talk about video games with us, go to the Video Game Enthusiast Club of Chattanooga on Facebook. That's a group you can check out there where we just talk about video games. And send any emails or topic suggestions to bitcast@bitblogist.com. I love reading off different topics. If you have a thing you want to have us talk about, or just even a quick question, we'll read it off in the show, and it's just a lot of fun. So be sure to do that. But until next time, this has been BitCast. Thanks for tuning in to talk about some stuff.
Peace.
Oh, my thing is off. This is awkward. Maybe I can do this. I don't. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, outro. There we go. I don't know. Oh, hold on, guys. Hey, we're still here, but not much longer. Oh, there you go.